By me, 38 years old. Senior Systems Architect slash Lead Backend Engineer. Title doesn't matter, I am the janitor of the data. Work for a massive logistics conglomerate. We move physical boxes from point A to point B. We move millions of them every day. If the servers stop, the trucks stop. If the trucks stop, the money stops. If the money stops, people get fired. Keep this in mind. My domain is the core. A sprawling, ugly, terrifyingly efficient monolith written in C and C++. Parts of it are assembly. It was written 15 years ago. It runs on bare metal servers in a cold basement. No cloud, no containers, no microservices. Just raw, unadulterated computing power hitting the hardware directly. It looks like shit. It reads like hieroglyphics. It has variable names like PTR Hell Ikes and Do Not Touch This. But it handles 50,000 transactions per second with sub-millisecond latency. It is beautiful in the way a nuclear warhead is beautiful. Dangerous, precise, and absolute. I am the only one who understands it. The original team is gone. Retired, dead, or moved to Google. I am the bus factor. Bus factor equals 1. If I get hit by a bus, the company dies within a week. I have tried to explain this to management. They nod. They give me a raise. They leave me alone. That is the arrangement. I sit in my dark office. I drink black coffee that tastes like battery acid. I wear the same 3 hoodies in rotation. I keep the green lights green. I answer no emails. I attend no meetings. I am the ghost in the machine. Enter the antagonist. New CTO retires. Board hires a visionary. Enter Brenda. Title VP of Digital Transformation and Holistic Engineering. Resume MBA, short stint at a social media startup that failed, consultant for culture shift. Appearance, power suit, manicured nails, smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Vocabulary, synergy, paradigm shift, cloud native, inclusivity, toxic, agile, scrum, waterfall used incorrectly. First week, she calls an all-hands meeting. I don't go. I am debugging a race condition in the sorting algorithm. She comes to my office. Knocks on the door. I don't turn around. Knock, knock, she says. I spin my chair. Oh yes, you missed the synergy sync. I was working. She looks around my office. No windows. Stacks of old hard drives. Whiteboard covered in memory addresses and hex codes. It's very dark in here, she says. The servers like the cold, light generates heat. She frowns. We're making changes, Anon. We need to democratize the codebase. I feel a headache starting behind my left eye. Democratize. The core, it's gate-kept, only you can read it. It's not inclusive to new hires. It creates a toxic dependency. It's C++. It's not gatekeeping, it's engineering. If they can't read it, they shouldn't touch it. Her eyes narrow. That attitude is exactly what we are going to fix. We are moving to the cloud. Latency, I say. Excuse me. We control robotic arms in warehouses across the continent. They need instruction sets in under 4 ms. The round-trip time to Oz and back is 50 ms best case. If you move to the cloud, the robots will miss the boxes will fall, the belts will jam. She waves her hand dismissively. We have 5G now, technology has advanced, you're stuck in the past. Physics has not advanced, the speed of light is still a constant. We'll use edge computing. She uses the word, but she doesn't know what it means. She thinks it's magic dust you sprinkle on latency. Listen, I say, do what you want with the front end, change the website, make the app pretty, but do not touch the core. Everything is on the table, she says. We are going to rewrite the core in Python, we're going to use serverless functions. I laugh. I actually laugh out loud. Python for real-time industrial control. It's readable, it's accessible, our new junior devs know it. Good luck, I say. She leaves. I turn back to my screens. I check my backups. I check my contracts. The setup. 3 years ago, during a contract negotiation, I inserted a clause. My intellectual property retention clause. I wrote a custom memory allocator for the course. It's the reason the system is so fast. It bypasses the OS kernel for memory mapping. It is my personal invention. The contract says the company has a perpetual license to use the software as is. It also says, any modification, porting, or translation of the core logic requires a new licensing agreement or the transfer of IP rights reverts to the creator. They didn't read it. Legal just rubber-stamped it because the site was down and they needed me to sign. I print a copy of the contract. I put it in my physical safe at home. I make a digital copy, encrypted, stored on a server in Iceland. The transformation begins. Brenda hires a tiger team. 20 new developers. Fresh out of boot camps. They look like hipsters. They use MacBooks. They talk about developer experience and work-life balance. They don't know what a pointer is. They don't know what a segmentation fault is. They start building Project Gaia. It's a microservices architecture. Written in Python and JavaScript. Running on Kubernetes. Hosted on Azure. It looks great on a whiteboard. Boxes and arrows everywhere. Event-driven architecture, they call it. Kafka streams, they chant like a religious mantra. I am sidelined. Brenda tells me I am now a legacy advisor. I am not allowed to commit codes. I am only allowed to answer questions. They ask me questions. How does the sorting algorithm handle the z-axis rotation? It uses a quaternion calculation optimized with bitwise operations. Their eyes glaze over. Can we just use a library for that? Sure, if you want it to be 1,000 times slower. They whisper about me. They call me the cavemans. They call me toxic. They complain to HR that my code comments are aggressive. Example comment, do not remove this check or the robot will tear its own arm off. HR calls me in. Brenda is there. Anon, your language creates a hostile work environment. I am describing a physical reality. The hydraulic pressure is 3000 psi, it will tear the arm off. You could phrase it more constructively, like, please ensure safety parameters are met to maintain equipment integrity. The compiler doesn't care about politeness. We care, Brenda says. Fine. I stop commenting. I stop warning them. I engage malicious compliance protocols. 6 months pass. Project Gaia is feature complete. According to Brenda. According to the dashboard. It runs on the test environment. The test environment has 100 fake boxes. The test environment has 0 network jitter. The test environment is a simulation. It works, they cheer. They have a pizza party. I am not invited. I am sitting in the basement watching the core. The core is currently handling 4 million packages a day. Uptime 482 days. Error rate 0.0001%. The transition plan. Brenda sets the date. November 15th. 2 weeks before Black Friday. The busiest time of the year. We need to launch before the rush so we can capture the efficiency gains, she says. I send an email. To Brenda, CTO, CEO, Legal. Subject, risk assessment regarding Project Gaia. Body. Project Gaia has not been stress tested at scale. The architecture introduces inherent latency issues, approx 40-60 ms. The hardware tolerance for the sorting robots is max 10 ms. Python's global interpreter lock GIL will cause thread contention under high load. I recommend postponing launch until January. Short factual dry. Brenda replies, reply all. Anon, thank you for your concern. We have run extensive unit tests. The latency you fear is a myth of legacy thinking. Modern cloud infrastructure scales infinitely. We are proceeding, please support the team. She adds a smiley face emoji. I print the email. I put it in the safe. I make a backup of the email server logs. Just in case. November 14th. The day before the switch. Brenda comes to my office. She brings a box. Pack your things, Anon. Am I fired? Redundant, we are sunsetting the core tomorrow. We don't need a legacy janitor anymore. We have a DevOps team now. She hands me a severance package. It's generous. 6 months pay. Non-disparagement agreement. Sign this and you get the check. I read it. Standard boilerplate. But I noticed something. It terminates my employment effective immediately. It does not mention IP rights. It does not mention consulting. I sign it. Good luck, Brenda. We won't need luck, we have the clouds. I take my mechanical keyboard. I take my mug. I wipe my hard drive, Department of Defense Standard 7 pass wipe. I walk out. I feel lighter. I drive home in my 2005 Toyota Corolla. I open a beer. I wait. November 15th. Launch day. 0800 a.m. I am at home. I have set up a dashboard on my personal monitor. Not the company dashboard, I'm locked out. A public tracking dashboard. I wrote a script that pings the public API of the logistics tracking system. It measures response time. 0900 a.m. The switch happens. My ping time goes from 45 ms to 200 ms. Here we go, I whisper. The first hour is okay. Volume is low. The cloud is scaling. Autoscale groups are spinning up new instances. Money is being burned on compute credits. But it's working. Brenda is probably popping champagne. 10:30 a.m. The morning rush begins. Trucks are arriving at the major distribution hubs. New York, Chicago, LA. Volume spikes. 10,000 packages per minute. My graph shows latency hitting 500 ms. Then 1,000 ms. Then request timed out. Inside the company, reconstructed from later logs. The war room is panicking. Why is the dashboard red? Brenda asks. Latency is spiking, says a junior dev. The database is locking. Scale it up, add more nodes, Brenda screams. We're at max instances. Azure won't give us more without a quota increase. They call Microsoft. They get more nodes. It doesn't help. The problem isn't hardware. The problem is physics. The Python code is garbage collecting. Every time the garbage collector runs, the process pauses for 50 ms. 50 ms is an eternity for a robot arm moving at 3 meters per second. Synchronization is lost. 11:15 a.m. The catastrophic failure. In the Chicago hub, the main sorting belt desinks. A robot arm tries to grab a package that isn't there. It grabs the conveyor belt instead. Hydraulic motors scream. Metal shears. The belt rips. Packages pile up. A sensor fails. A cascade effect triggers. The emergency stop fails because the signal is stuck in a message queue in the cloud. Physical damage. Fire alarms go off. The Chicago hub goes dark. Then New York. Then LA. The database is now corrupted because of partial writes during the crash. 12:00 p.m. My phone rings. Unknown numbers. I let it go to voicemail. I take a sip of coffee. It rings again. And again. I answer. Hello. Anon, it's the CTO. His voice is trembling. Oh, hello, I don't work there anymore. Listen to me, the system is down, everything. We're losing $2 million an hour. The robots are destroying themselves. Sounds like a hardware problem. Have you tried checking the cloud? Stop it, we need you back. We need to revert to the core. Okay, revert it. We can't, the new team, they repurpose the servers. They wipe the old OS to install Kubernetes nodes. I close my eyes. They wipe the bare metals. They erase the only thing that worked. Well, I say that's unfortunate. You have backups, right? You always have backups, you're paranoid. I am paranoid, yes. Thank God, bring them in, we'll send a helicopter. Pause, I say. What? I am not an employee, I was fired yesterday, my access was revoked. We'll rehire you, double your salary. No, what do you want? I want to speak to Brenda. Silent. She's right here. I hear shuffling. Anon, her voice is small, cracked. Hello, Brenda, how is the democratization going? Please just fix it. I warned you, I sent you an email. You replied with a smiley face. I'm sorry, I was wrong, please. Admit it to the board in writings. I can't. Then the truck stays stopped. I hang up. 12:30 p.m. Phone rings. It's the CIO. Anon, we have a situation. I know. CTO says you have the backups and the expertise. I do. Name your price. It's not just a price, sir, it's a legal matter. Explain. The code that runs the memory allocation, the thing that makes it fast, that's my IP. When you fired me and moved to the cloud, you violated the license. If you want to use my code to fix your mess, we need a new license agreement. This is extortion. No, this is contract law. You have a copy of the contract in legal. Hold on. Muffled shouting in the background. He comes back on the lines. Okay, legal confirms you have us by the balls. What do you want? The negotiation. 1. Brenda is terminated immediately for cause gross negligence. 2. The CTO is demoted. 3. I am hired as an external consultant, independent contractor. 4. My rate is $500,000 for the restoration fee. 5 plus $500 per hour for maintenance. 6. Total autonomy, no meetings, no reviews, no culture events. 7. The core remains the standard, no more digital transformation without my signature. 500,000, that's insane. You've lost 10 million since we started this phone call. Do you want to lose 10 million more? Fine, come in. Wire the money first, half now. We can't just wire $250,000 instantly. You're a logistics company, you move billions, figure it out. 1:00 p.m. My bank app pings. $250,000 received. I'm on my way. The restoration. I drive to the office. The parking lot is full of panicked people. I walk into the lobby. Brenda is walking out with a box. She says me. She looks like she's been crying. Makeup running. She tries to say something. I put my headphones on. Noise canceling. I walk past her. I don't look back. The war room. It smells like sweat and fear. The Tiger team is huddled in a corner. They look traumatized. The CTO points to a terminal. Fix it. I sit down. I pull a USB drive from my pocket. Encrypted key. I SSH into the backup server in the basement, the one I hid behind a false panel in the rack, connected to a separate power supply. They didn't find that once. I execute the restore script. It wipes the Kubernetes bloatware. It flashes the BIOS. It reinstalls the Holy Linux distribution, a stripped-down Debian kernel I customized in 2012. It compiles the C code. It links the libraries. It takes 45 minutes. The room is silent. The CEO is watching over my shoulder. Is it doing anything? Compiling. Can we speed it up? No, you cannot speed up maths. 2:15 p.m. Build successful. System ready. Initiating Hephaestus protocol. I hit enter. The screens flicker. The red dashboards turn gray, no data. Then, 1 green light. 2 green lights. The database lock releases. The message queues flush. The latency graph drops. 1000 ms, 500 ms, 100 ms, 4 ms. Flatline. Beautiful low stable flatline. The phones start ringing. Chicago reporting systems online. New York is back. Robots are moving, sync is restored. The room erupts in cheers. The Tiger team looks at me like I'm a wizard. I am not a wizard. I am a mechanic who knows how to use a wrench. And they are children playing with plastic hammers. The aftermath. I type an exit. I stand up. The CEO tries to shake my hand. Incredible work, Anon, we were wrong, you saved us. I fixed what you broke. We want you to lead the new department, VP of Engineering. Read the contract, I say. Consultant only, no management, no titles. Right, of course. I'm going home, the other $250K is due in 24 hours. I walk out. The sun is setting. The warehouse trucks are moving again. The diesel fumes smell like victory. I go home. I deposit the check. I buy a better coffee machine. I do not buy a new cars. The Corolla runs fine. It has high uptime. By me. 39 years old. Consultant. I work 4 hours a week. I monitor the graphs. They are greens. The Tiger team was fired. They hired 2 guys I vetted. They know see. They don't talk much. They wear hoodies. We sit in the dark. We keep the world moving. Physics wins. Always. End of lines.